Afternoon. Fire away.
Jarmo, your first trade deadline with the Buffalo Sabres. What was it like for you? Was there frustration because maybe some things happened that were beyond your control, or what was the whole experience like for you?
Pretty typical trade deadline. We tried to get things done before we get close to the deadline, so that you're not scrambling in the last second. And I think we accomplished most what we wanted to accomplish yesterday, and so today was a fairly quiet day, and we're happy.
Jarmo, what was the goal for this team and for your vision of this team at the trade line or deadline to improve this team or certain facets of the team to help it in the playoff chase?
We have a lot of faith in this group, the way they've been playing, the way they're competing, the way they're having fun. So we wanted to reward the group as well to show them that we have that faith and we want to help them and bring in some players in different areas that we needed. And I think we addressed those needs and we're a stronger team because of it.
What was paramount? What was the most important thing to do?
Depth is one important thing. The schedule's very dense right now because of the Olympics. We're playing every other day. And the deeper you get into the spring, you know the schedule there. It's every other day. You need depth. Players are going to get banged up. And it's very, very important in my mind to have depth both, especially on D side. That's probably the most crucial position to have depth in, but also on the forward side. And face-offs is an area where we haven't been very good. I think we're on 44%, 45% as a team. We added Sam Carrick, who's a very good face-off man. He's a right-handed shot and can take D-zone face-offs, crucial face-offs, penalty-killing face-offs. And, the one thing that I've noticed that we've had some success is that teams try to test us a little bit. They've been trying to push us around, and I think we added some elements that's not going to happen so easily anymore.
What do you like about the two defensemen that you got?
Size. I'm a big believer that the further you get into the spring, you need that size that protects the front of the net. And Luke Schenn has a Stanley Cup, and he knows what it takes to go through the grind. The further into the spring and summer you can get. Logan Stanley, obviously a huge man, 6'7". And, the length, the size, ability to clear the front of the net. I think again, the further you get into the springtime here, and we're in a battle here now to make it to the postseason. So I think that's really important. We can tighten up the defensive game by being real strong in front of our own net. So I think those are the biggest elements that they bring. We have a lot of skill on our defense, mobility, ability to join the rush, offensive-minded defensemen. So I think we can really use the defensive side of things with big two trees that we got in these trades.
How much did the end of the Tampa game last week, your team responded, but how much did that kind of raise a red flag? You've got 2 more meetings with them and you're headed toward the playoffs.
I think that that's been on our mind a lot. I guess that was one of the games where it got tested a little bit, and that's to be expected. We've had a lot of success lately, and teams are trying to win any way they can. So you got to respect that and respond, and our guys compete. I think that's the thing that I give this group and coaching staff a lot of credit for, is that I think everybody knows we have a lot of skill, but our guys compete. And they've shown a lot of character throughout the season, and that's part of the growth process too. And I think that's been the greatest part of the success here in the last few months that I've seen, is that we've really shown a lot of character.
How sensitive were you of not disrupting the chemistry? This is a group that's been playing fantastic hockey for a while now, and you want to improve the roster, but maybe also juggling the idea of not something too seismic that would disrupt what has been going so well.
I think that ties up with the faith that we have in the group. We don't want to disrupt something that's going really well. The chemistry, they have fun together, they believe in each other, they trust each other, and you can see that. They're just having the time of their lives, and I've seen some comments from the players, and they're confirming it, and I see them in the locker room and in the cafeteria every day. Winning is fun, but they've also put the work in, and I think they're all realizing that it's paying off. So it's been fun for us too.
Or what stood out about specifically maybe these last 5 games after the break? You know, you lost a couple before the break, 3-week layoff. I mean, you kind of not sure what might transpire, but I mean, you guys haven't missed a beat. Just what stood out about these this last week or so here?
I think I'd stretch it even further. I think that's been one good thing, that if we've had a little bit of a tough game or maybe a couple, we bounce back every time, and that's a testament to the character of the group as well, and consistency. That's the big part of success, and we've had that now. If we've had a little setback, we bounce right back and get on another roll, and you know, it's a quality that all the good teams have.
Jarmo, you're obviously familiar with this organization prior to coming here, and watching the Vegas game the other night, so many of the players and Lindy talked about the playoff atmosphere and the fans wanting to get back and seeing that again. Just from your perspective, what was it like to experience that, and how important is that going to be to have that moving forward as you guys go out this season?
I get goosebumps when you describe that, because I got goosebumps that night. It was an electric, unbelievable atmosphere here, and that just goes to show you what a passionate hockey market this is. I've said that many times, and right from the start when I got here, I can see how much passion the people in Buffalo have for hockey, and to me that's great. My life evolves around hockey 24/7, and I live and breathe it. But to see the people, how much knowledge they have of the game and how much they love the game, and I think they've always appreciated our skill, because we have a lot of it. But I think they've really come to respect the work and the compete that we put in now, and it's a blue-collar town, so I think it's something that you have to do to earn their respect, and I think our group's doing it, and it's great to see. But the atmosphere at that game was just unbelievable, and again, when I'm thinking about it, I get goosebumps. But it's fun to see, and I hope it continues.
Jarmo, things got very public surrounding Robert Thomas, surrounding Colton Parayko, especially the Parayko situation. Like, how difficult was that to navigate? How disappointed are you that it got that public, and how close did you come to actually convincing him to come?
Well, you haven't dealt with me very long, but I've gotten a lot of questions over the years and over the last week or so on different rumors, and I never comment on them. I don't comment on any unfinished business. There's a lot of talk around, you know, every time that somebody calls me, 31 other GMs, when they call me, they mention names. Sometimes that name comes out in public as a rumor, even if I had no intention of trading that player, it somehow gets into the rumors. So I'm going to keep my way of not talking about any speculations and possible trades, and we're going to just concentrate on what we have here. But Buffalo's a great city. It's disappointing to see somebody thinking it's got something to do with the city of Buffalo. I've been here since June, and I've loved every second of it. And we have a great hockey team that's winning games, and a fun atmosphere, electric building, and you know, I would think that our players are loving it here.
So I could easily assume that you're not happy that became as public as it did.
No, because I think the city of Buffalo and the Buffalo Sabres deserve a lot of respect right now with the way we're playing and competing, and that's it.
In situations like that one, are you able to kind of make your pitch to the player? Is that like case by case if the player wants to talk to you? Or?
Any kind of talks like that are depending on what the agreement is between the two GMs, and that's where I'd leave it at.
When you became GM, you talked about the goal is not to just make the playoffs, but to build a team that can win the cup. How confident are you in this year's team with this Eastern Conference that you can go on a deep run?
I'm very confident. I said that right in my first presser, that I think we can make the playoffs, and I think that we strengthened some of those areas that we needed to strengthen right now to prepare us to go deeper into the spring. But again, I'm going to say this again, that we got to concentrate on what can we do today to be better individuals and better team. We don't want to look any further than that. We're going to concentrate on the game on Saturday, and then when we get that over with, we're going to concentrate on the game on Sunday.
Jarmo, in your experience, do some of the negotiations maybe you've had in the last week all of a sudden revive in the summer and then become something and maybe become a trade in the summer? But maybe you laid the groundwork now and then they continue once you get to the summertime.
Yeah, it's always like that. It's sort of a annual schedule that you go through as a GM, as a management staff. That there's a trade deadline, and then people focus on something different, whether it's college free agents or prospects for the draft, or we got to go see our own prospects and talk to them and consider signing them soon here, and then you shift towards the combine and the draft and the free agency, and that's how it goes. Like 12 months, round and around we go.
Jarmo, you mentioned rewarding the team by making these moves. How important was it for you to do that with this group to let them know that you're supporting them and playing so well?
Yeah, they've earned it. With their play, with their work ethic, with their compete, they've earned all the help that we can give them as management, and I think that we tried our best to do that, and I think we accomplished a lot of things.
Do you have any update on Yuri Kulik and whether he'll be able to play again this season?
We got some unfortunate news on Yuri. Most likely he'll be out for the season. So he's continuing to get treatment, and our main concern obviously is his well-being and long-term health. And second, when he can be back as a hockey player. But he's progressing, but most likely he'll be out for the season.
Do you think that'll extend beyond this season, or is it still a little early to know?
I'm not a doctor, so I can't get into any of that, but I think that the doctors are hopeful that this will get resolved before we prepare for next season.
Is he still able to, he's been getting in his full gear in skating, is he still able to do that?
Yeah, he's practicing, but he's not able to have full contact and play hockey, so he's doing his conditioning and preparing for whenever he's ready to play.
Is Jordan Greenway's, is there a possibility he could play again this season?
Yeah, Jordan Greenway and Danforth are both progressing slowly, and there is a chance that they could be back this season, but there's no guarantee, but we're hopeful.
You read a lot of GMs talking, it seemed a little slower than normal here. How much the lack of double retention and the playoff cap, how much has that changed the dynamic of the deadline for all of you guys?
Yeah, I'm sure it plays a role in all of this. Everybody's got the same concerns. Some teams have a little more flexibility than others, but that always comes into consideration. Also, the term of the contract, whether you have use for the player just for this spring or further into the future, and all those different things, and it gets a little more complicated the more you add to it. But I wouldn't say it's much lower than any other deadline, really. I think that we're past 3 o'clock obviously now, but you'll still see there's a big lineup in the central registry for trade calls that are going to happen way after the deadline that you're going to find out about. We made a trade for a player for a 7th round pick, but I can't tell you the name because the trade call hasn't been made yet, so it's not official. But if you read about it after, don't think that I left it out on purpose.
Sure, all of us in this room get asked by fans, how did this team turn things around like they have? From your seat, how would you answer that question?
Oh, the coaching staff's done a great job, and the message's been clear all season. I think, I've said it many times, there's a ton of talent and skill on this team, and it's great to see that it's all coming together. Sometimes it takes longer for teams to figure it out, and especially the compete part and the discipline to work together as a team and not just as very talented, skilled individuals. And I'm really happy for the guys in the room. I think they're all really hungry to have success, and now they're having it. They're getting a taste of it. I think they want more. I'm convinced they want more, and they're having fun. So it's really great to see.
What were Jacob Bryson and Isak Rose and the trade candidates / trade pieces in the Jets deal?
Well, there's always something that the other team wants, and you have to meet their asks to get the trade done, and these were the fitting pieces this time, and that's how it got done.
A lot of money tied up on the blue line, obviously, with some of those core pieces. Do you think it's, like, are you open to the idea of Logan Stanley being with this team beyond this year, depending on how he fits?
We're all open to all the options that we have. We're going to evaluate the team from now on in, and obviously the spring part of the season is the most important part to evaluate. And now we're getting into those games that are playoff games, even though we're still in the regular season. We're competing for a playoff spot, and this is where you really find out about the guy's character, is that how hard do they compete in the most important part of the season. And we're open. We're looking at every guy on our team and making the future plans, looking at the future team that we're going to have and how the pieces fit, and obviously how they fit under the cap and the structure of that. So, yeah, all options are wide open right now, and this is the best part of the season to earn the right to be on this team further into the future.
Did you send any players down to Rochester to make them eligible for the AHL playoffs?
Metsa, we papered down, yeah.
Organization is not familiar with the fact that some players who they've looked to bring here have not waived that no trade clause in years past. And, to the point a lot of people have made, you guys are playing good hockey, and you're an 80-point team competing for top of the division this upcoming weekend. Just how frustrating is it that this continues, even despite you guys playing good hockey, is something that kind of still surrounds this organization? And I guess what needs to change to start convincing guys around the league that this is the place you want to, come play hockey?
Let's not change anything. Keep winning, and I think it'll become a destination. As I've said many times now, it's a great city. It's an unbelievable sports market. People love hockey here. You have a winning team. The hockey players that want to come here. There's no question about it in my mind.
How concerned are you about the fact it's March 6th and you still don't have a deal, Alex Tuch?
I'm not concerned at all. I think we've had some productive talks with him, and we've expressed our desire to sign him, and we'll continue doing that. I told his agent that we're not going to make our team weaker. If we don't get a deal done by trade deadline, we're not trading him, and we didn't, because we want to strengthen our team and not make it weaker, and Alex is obviously a huge part of it. So now we're going to continue those talks and hopefully get a deal done before July 1st.
What have you thought about the way that he's handled that personally, just like negotiating in season, kind of having that hang over his head, and how have you observed him handling that?
I think he's handled it like a pro. He's playing good hockey. He's an important part of our success here. He's a great penalty killer. He's scoring like he has in his best seasons, and contributing in many ways to our team's success. He's being a good teammate, good pro. I don't think I could ask for anything more from Alex Tuch. Thank you.
Got it if I want it.